Hello, my name is Momo Omotosho, and today we're going to be continuing on with algebra. And the topic for this part is slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. And in algebra, there are there's a couple of different types of ways you can write equations that are standardized by like what a lot of other people write. And one of those forms is slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form looks like this. You have one variable, let's call it y, equals ax, so let's actually call it mx, plus b. And what this form is telling you is that you have your two variables, right? You have y and x, and you have this number m, and you have this number b. And now in slope-intercept form, the m represents the slope of the equation and the b represents the y-intercept of the equation. And that's why it's called slope-intercept form, because in this form, you can easily see what the slope of the graph is and what the y-intercept of the graph is. So let me give a concrete example. Suppose we have the equation y equals 2x plus 3. This equation is in slope-intercept form because we have our two variables and the coefficient for our x plus the number on the other side of the equal sign to y, I guess tells us that this equation is in slope-intercept form. So that means our m value here is 2, so we have a slope of 2, and our b value here is 3, so we have a y-intercept of 3. So first of all, I want to show how you can go from the equation to a graph, even if you didn't know that this was in slope-intercept. Even if you didn't know that this was in slope-intercept form, and this was the slope and this was the y-intercept, you could go. Remember what we did last time is we had different values for x, and we saw what y would be when we had those values for x. So we can do that again. We have our x and y table. So when x equals -1, what would y be? We could do this real quick. When x equals -1, we have 2 times -1 plus 3, which is equal to 2 times -1 is -2 plus 3, which is equal to 1. So we have +1. Y equals +1 when x equals -1. And we need one more point for a line. Remember, I said that for a line in a linear equation, you need 2 points to make a line. So let's do another point. Let's try when x equals 1. So when x equals 1, we have y equals 2 times 1 plus 3. 2 times 1 is 2. We have plus 3. So then we have 2 plus 3 equals 5. So y equals 5 when x equals +1. And so we can graph this. Let's graph it right here. Hopefully there's enough space. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4. Yep, looks like there's enough space. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we have our nice little graph here. And we want to plot these 2 points. We have the point -1, 1 and 1, 5. So -1, 1 looks like this. We go over -1, and then we go to 1, up 1. Again, let me label my axes actually so you know what's going on. So we go to -1 on the x and 1 in the y, and then we get to the point, and then we get to the point -1, 1. We do the same thing with this point. We go 1 in x, and we go 5 in y, which takes us to this point. And we can now draw a line through. We can now draw a line through these 2 points to make the graph. And so this graph is representing this equation, And if we go back to what slope-intercept form is, we see that 2 should be the slope, right? And if we look on our graph, or like just from this, these 2 points, we know that, remember that slope was equal to the change in x, sorry, change in y divided by the change in x. Our change in y, we went from 1 to 5. Well, we could do, let's start with this point. So we went from 5 to 1. So to calculate that, we just do 5 minus 1. And we went from 1 to negative 1. So we have 1 minus negative 1. So we get 5 minus 1, which is 4. 1 minus negative 1, which is 2. So we get 4 over 2, which is equal to 2. And as you can see, that is what our slope is in our equation. And obviously, if we look on our graph, if we go across into, so if we go across, yes, if we go across 2 and then up 4, that means we've changed our x by 2 and our y by 4, and that gives us 2. Also, from our equation, we see that the y-intercept is 3. And if we look on our graph, indeed, we do intersect the y-axis at y, when y equals 3. And yes, sorry, when y equals 3. And yes, that is slope-intercept form. One of the most commonly used forms for linear equations. And that's basically the gist of it. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. I encourage you to watch my other videos, and see you next time.